What's up, guys? It's Lance back with another video. Today, we have Dylan Jacobs. He is currently running at the University of Notre Dame. He was the 2017 Boys Foot Locker National Champion at Carl Sandburg High School up in Orland Park, Illinois. He is part of the 4x8 national record that was set with Carl Sandburg as well. He is a state champion his sophomore year at the IHSA State Meet, Illinois High School Association. He also helped Sandburg finish fourth that year in XN. And he was 10th this year at the NCAA championships, having one of the best kicks we've seen all year. And so how's your day been so far, Dylan?
It's been good. Back home for break. It's a nice transition from college, academics, all that. And it's nice just getting back to training. Racing's fun, but training's where I guess put the money in the bank. So yeah, just excited for this training cycle and getting ready for the indoor season.
Perfect. So what were some of the key things you did with training in high school?
Yeah, so we did a lot of interval work, I'd say. So in cross country season, we did a lot of 1200 repeats, and those were definitely helpful for the 3 mile race or in Illinois, or like the 5K when you look at the national level meets that we were running. And then in track, we did a lot of both K work and shorter, like 800, 400 work, getting like ready for those paces for the mile and the 800, which we primarily focused on with the 4x8 at state, and then the mile also.
So what was the point? Like, what were you trying to get out of the training blocks that you had?
Yeah. So early in the season, I'd say looking at track, early in the season, we were just trying to get kind of the speed into our legs, kind of being comfortable at that pace or whatever pace it was. So say we'd start a workout and we'd try to go mile pace for the first 400 meters to start a workout. And we're just kind of getting that rhythm in our legs and kind of getting that understanding that this is what it's going to feel like. And after the first 400 of a race, and we need to be used to this, we need to be in control. And we knew the best races anyone on our team was going to run would be at the end of the year. In the middle of the season was the time where we wouldn't have the best times. We just have to know mentally because I think running is like 85% mentally or mental. We just had to know that even though we're not going to hit the times we're looking for, it'll come. You just got to stay patient and trust the training, trust your coaches, and the times will come. So it was definitely a lot of just getting used to the paces early. And then by the end of the season, it was feeling relaxed in workouts and being honestly just excited for races to come up on the weekends.
So I know O'Malley's phrase is moving your feet fast every day. How did you move your feet fast every day?
Oh man, just running with the boys, you're moving your feet fast every day. We had a lot of great teams in my high school time. I was extremely fortunate when I was a freshman and sophomore in high school to be a part of a state caliber team that had the chance to win, and a national caliber team on both those years. So I was able to learn a lot from those guys, just about taking care of your body, doing all the little things, how to prepare for workouts, how to run them in control and not killing yourself. And I was honestly just very fortunate and very blessed to come in to high school at a time where I could learn so much from a lot of great athletes before me.
So I know you have the Torpy twins that were there until your sophomore year, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
How did, not them specifically, but how did just the older guys help you progress when you were in the freshman and sophomore stages?
Yeah. So going into my sophomore year, it was definitely big with confidence. I remember in workouts in the summer before my sophomore year, I was kind of getting used to just running at this elite level with these guys in practice, knowing that they were the top of the state. It took me a little bit mentally to put myself there. So in the summer, I'd fall off of some workouts, and a couple of them, I remember one tempo workout, Max Lenhart, who was also, I think it was maybe 13th around state his senior year. He just looked at me and he goes, "Get up here. You're good enough to stay up here." And that was just kind of something that mentally, it was just putting myself there, and them having the trust in me to do that kind of showed me that I can be with them. I can help us try to achieve our goals as a team, which is the most important thing to us. And then, yeah, running with the Torpies, Tom Brennan, Martin Skoukis, just to name a few, just a bunch of legends that I was so fortunate to learn from. They taught me in the summer before my sophomore year a lot about staying healthy and what it takes. And I didn't listen to him as much then because I was young and dumb. And then I got hurt at near the end of that year, pulled my hamstring, and I realized really quickly that what they were preaching was very true. And doing all the little stuff outside of practice is even more important than what you're doing in practice.
So what was some of the summer training that you did? Like, was it just recovery runs and some tempos thrown in there, or was there workouts thrown in with it?
It was mostly recovery runs and tempos. It was kind of building mileage a little bit. We weren't like a high mileage program per se at all, but in the summer we would definitely be our highest mileage weeks. And then I think once a week we throw in a little like 3 mile tempo or maybe a 2 by 2 mile tempo just to kind of get the legs going. And then the long runs we were able to like drop the pace a little bit because we'd have a big group, and when you're in a big group, someone's always feeling good on one of those days. So you just kind of stick with everyone, and even if it's not your day, you're gonna run with them because they're doing the same on their off days. So that it was definitely a lot of just recovery runs and tempos in the summer.
So do you recall how many miles you got in a week total, or some of the long run distances that you were doing?
Yeah. So for the miles per week, it's I have like an estimate just because we ran by minutes. So I mean it definitely varied per week whether we were running faster or slower each day, but I'd say we were probably in the summer around 45 to 50. Maybe our highest week would be like around 55. During the season, we definitely drop it to probably around 40 to 45 because usually we had a Sunday off too. But that's also when we're putting in more of the interval based work or like the 1200s. So your legs are naturally going to be more fatigued during that time.
So what were some of the ways that you adjusted to the college level to the high school level? Because that's a big jump.
Yeah, it was it was a tough transition. My freshman year, I definitely didn't find the success I was looking for. Jumped in to the first couple of races in cross country and got my butt kicked, to say the least. I definitely at practice each day was getting my butt kicked too. So it was different because we did a lot more aerobic training. So a lot more longer runs, more mileage, more tempos, more longer tempos in college. So I kind of just had to get used to that. And it took me, I'd honestly say about 7 to 8 months of doing those tempos and that mileage to really be race ready, I'd say, for how I wanted to race in college. So yeah, it was a tough transition. It was a lot of just kind of understanding, staying confident, knowing I made the right decision with like the school I came to, and understanding how to deal with academics now getting harder in college, and the running piece being kind of more stressful in a sense because you feel like you have more expectations and people are judging you. And it's not that the judging you is affecting you, but it's just that the expectations rise and the stress rises from it.
So what does some of your college training look like now that you're a junior, right? You're a junior?
Senior year.
Oh, senior. My apologies.
Junior year eligibility, senior year in school. Yeah, it's I'd say it's around I'd say I'm averaging around 70 to 75 miles a week right now. And the workouts are more just like kind of a lot more longer tempos. We honestly don't kill ourselves in workouts. We call them quality long runs. So it's just runs that are a little faster, or it's just long runs that are a little faster, and we do those every once in a while. So it's honestly nothing too special. Just some longer tempos and some longer quality long runs that just get us ready for cross country or on track, the 5K or 10K.
So this is like completely random, but what is your favorite training shoe? Like, what do you train in?
Oh, I train in the Brooks Adrenalines. Brooks Adrenalines. Notre Dame isn't sponsored by Brooks in any way, so they're just my favorite shoe. I will do Asics if I like have to, but if I had a choice, it would definitely be Brooks. I've done that since I think my sophomore year in high school, and I've kind of just been in love with them. I mean, I guess it's if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If you're not getting hurt training in the shoe, might as well keep rolling with it. So yeah, I've really enjoyed those.
So was it nice having another Illinois guy on the team with Kilray?
I love it. I love it. I mean, in high school, we were big rivals. We definitely did not like each other, to say the least. I remember there was no, in the summer we'd see each other at 40 Acre Trails, which is right. We live, I'd say 15, 20 minutes away from each other, and it's kind of between. It's like between us, that trail. So we'd see each other once in a while, and it definitely would just be like stare each other down. Just the next season we'll be in some competitive races. So, but now, I mean, it's way different. I kind of realized, and you realize, even though you had that competition in high school, he's your teammate, and if you want your team to win at nationals or succeed as much as you can, everyone needs to be at their peak performance. And I mean, he's an incredible runner, and we're able to train with each other now in the winter or summer when we come home. So I can't have asked for a better setup than to be on the same team as him, honestly.
So you guys are good friends now?
We are good friends. Yeah, we've run together probably like 4 times this in this past week. So we definitely we definitely run together a lot.
So he's home with you. So he's kind of like your training partner right now.
Exactly, he is.
That's cool. So what were some of the reasons you found success at the other level in college? Because you found plenty of success in high school. What helped you carry it over into college?
Yeah, it was definitely a different things that helped me become successful, I'd say, in college and high school. High school was a lot of I'd say just being confident in myself. In those races, you just really have to trust yourself to go out at certain paces and just know you can do it and work hard and practice each and every day. In college, it's a lot different. It's a lot more mental. I'd say, I mean, in college, like if you drop the pace on a 400 of a 5K, kids aren't going to drop off. Like in high school, a lot of kids will drop off. Then in college, everyone's still there. Everyone's so talented. Everyone um, runs the same type of mileage as you, does this similar type of workouts. So it's a lot of just kind of doing everything outside of practice and knowing that that is what's going to cause you to find success. I honestly think if you want to be successful, you'll do each and everything that it takes outside of the 2 hours or 1 hour that you spend actually running. And it took me a long time to learn that. I'd say I didn't learn that until last year as a junior in college, but I realized that I really just want to see how good I can become in running, and I want to push my teammates. So to do that, I have to be eating right outside of practice. I have to be sleeping. I have to be getting my schoolwork done on time. And I have to just be like dialed in when it comes to races on the weekend. I don't want to have to be doing schoolwork the night before a race in the hotel trying to get ready. I got to be preparing for that race. So it's just really focusing on all those little things and really believing in yourself and your teammates.
So, Coach O'Malley suggested this one. Why aren't you intimidated by anyone?
Oh, of course he asked that one. What's there to be intimidated about? It's just running. We do it because we love it. It's kind of like going and playing pickup basketball with your friends. You're not scared to play anyone in basketball when you're with your friends. You just do it because you have fun with it, and that's the same thing with running. At the end of the day, it's just a competition. If you give it your all, then you can't be upset. So there's really no one to be scared of. I'd say there's no reason to fear anything, because if you're not gonna kind of attack what's in front of you, you're not gonna find success in almost anything. So if you fear something, you're not gonna want to take that next step. You're not gonna want to take that next jump because you think you want to take it, but you don't actually, because you're not willing to do what it takes. So I think that's where it kind of comes down to not being intimidated by anyone. He really instilled that in us. I'd say the older guys on my team and my teammates really instilled that in me when I was in high school. And running with the best people in the country every day, you learn not to fear anyone, because I mean you're surrounded by the best. So what's there to fear?
So what are your goals for this coming indoor and outdoor track season?
Yeah, honestly, I have some goal. I don't even really know exactly. A lot of it's just kind of staying healthy and being consistent in training and seeing what that leads to. But I definitely want to be at the national meet and indoor placing in the top five, I'd say, in the 5K. And then when it comes to outdoor, trying to run 13, 15 in the 5K, um, top five again, hopefully top three maybe in the outdoor 5K, and then trying to run like a low 28, maybe sub 28, 10K on the track. Um, and maybe we can get in a mile in there in the indoor season. You know, everyone loves the sub 4 mile thought, but we'll see how that goes.
Have you broke for?
I have not. I have not. So that's why I'm looking at it. Like it'd be a cool thing, but the indoor season's really short, so trying to find a time to run a mile is tough.
Especially with you trying to go top five for the 5K.
Exactly, it's tough when you're focusing on those distance events.
So, what are some of the big differences between high school and college?
Um, I'd say managing your time is one of them, uh, especially with schoolwork and with running. You're gonna have to put in more time naturally, but you're on your own in college, so you really gotta just um, be able to take care of yourself, be able to get all the right foods that you need without anyone telling you what to do or what to eat. Be able to go to bed at the right time without anyone being like, oh, it's getting late. You just you have to take accountability for a lot. And yeah, time management was tough. I didn't really fully understand that until sophomore year. It's really staying on top of the schoolwork, not playing video games for 2 hours a night when when you need to get your work done so you can get your 8 hours of sleep. That was a tough lesson, but yeah.
So, this is probably the question I'm most excited for. Walk me through NCAA's. There was a 40 guy pack up until like 8K. I just want to hear it.
Yeah. Oh man, it was a crazy race this year. It was crazy. Um, so at every national meet in cross country, the first K is gonna feel like an all out sprint. It's happened every year I've been there. So at 1K, I mean you're gasping for air and you're like, holy cow, I can't even do this for another like 3K, let alone 9K. But you just look around and you realize that everyone is feeling that. And at a race with that many talented kids, it's kind of just like no one's gonna drop the pace and break away from everyone. It's just gonna be people slowly drop off of the pace we're running because we're already running so fast. Um, and we knew going in it was probably going to be around a 420 mile to start, so we are just kind of preparing mentally for that. And yeah, then it's just putting yourself in there, trying to stay as relaxed as possible until like 5K, because you really don't want to waste any energy. You don't want to be leading the race at any point because then you're wasting energy. And then at 5K, it's gonna really start to hurt. So I was looking around, and yeah, there was, gosh, 20 to 30 guys still around at 5K. And then it was kind of just like, all right, stick with this pack. Other people are gonna continue to fall off. All you can do is like focus on yourself and focus on running with these guys. And the course was kind of like 4 loops. So it was 2 3K loops and then 2 2K loops. So we hit the 6K and I was like, okay, just 2 loops, 2 2K loops. And it sounds easier than, than it is when you're 6K into the national meet. But I was fortunate. I was able to run with Danny for a solid like 5 to 6K of that. And then I'd say from 6 to 8K, it was a lot of just like holding on and realizing when you put yourself in that position, you're going to be able to finish the last 2K, the last loop. You just need to like hold on, because once you drop off, you're getting passed by 40, 50 people. If you really start like going down that hole. So then I was able to do that, put myself in a solid position. And then at 8K, it was kind of just like, hold on to these guys, hold on to this group, and just kind of finish as strong as I could. And going into the last straightaway, I knew I was in 11th, and I was like, our team was struggling. So trying to get every position possible and being like, top 10's right in front of me. So trying to kick it in to get top 10.
I got to tell you, when I watched you head to head with Nico at the end, I was going crazy last night.
Yeah, he's a great runner. I was when I was kicking it in, I was like, just please don't look back. Just don't know I'm coming right now. So
I have a picture of Nico looking back, and you're just
exactly, yeah.
so. What is one piece of advice that you would give a young runner?
Yeah, that's tough. I'd say two things. Really, one is just like enjoy it. Really, just have fun with it because running a lot of times can be tough mentally and physically. You're really drained. You don't want to get up that day to go for a run. Could be snowing out. Could be crappy weather, and you just feel awful that day or whatever. So it's kind of just realizing like every moment it's a gift to run. You know, we're not forced to do it. We want to do it. So just remembering why you do it. It's you do it for the fun. You do it for your teammates. You do it because you want to see how successful you can be, and you want to go through that pain to get there because that's how you'll find success, not only in running but just in life in general. And then two is make sure to focus more on just that 2 hours at practice. Um, I noticed my best seasons have come when I was consistent and I wasn't having little minor injuries. And that, I mean, a lot of that is just doing all the little things. It's maybe the night before a workout, your friends are playing basketball and it's like, all right, I'll just shoot around, but I'm not going to actually like go hard at basketball, or I'm not going to like go hard in this little football scrimmage that they're doing or whatever. I'm going to get my 8 hours. I'm going to make sure my legs are rested for this and I'm going to be ready for it because every workout it could be a confidence builder. Every race is a confidence builder. And what I like to say is every race is an opportunity, whether it's a big race or a small race, whether it's a dual meet or the state meet. Every race is an opportunity to show who you are, show what you can be. And a lot of that comes from just doing the little things in the summer or throughout the year to prepare yourself.
So I didn't throw this one in the questions. I'm going to start asking this to every single person. I kind of try to make it a surprise and on the spot. What is one thing that you would tell yourself as a young runner?
Oh man. Um I would tell myself to ask more questions from the older guys and my coaches who have come before me. When you're young and when I was young, I thought I knew more than I did. And there's so many people with so much experience in running who know so much more than me or a lot of young people will like ever know when it comes to running. And they have so much information that they could kind of share with us. And when you really want to be great, you have to ask questions because people are always smarter than us in some way. So just kind of asking more questions, trying to understand not only the mental part of running, but like, why am I doing this workout on this week? Why am I doing these types of workouts before like the 4 days before a race? Just kind of like understanding a lot of that because it took me a while to really start understanding that. And I think if I would have understood that when I was younger, I would have found a little bit more success.
Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to do this with me. It was actually awesome getting to hear some of the answers you've had. I was blown away by some of the stuff you had to say. Thank you so much.
I appreciate that. Thank you for having me on. I want to talk with anyone who like wants to learn about running because I know when I was younger, I would have wanted to do the same with older people. So I really do appreciate you letting me come on and talk about it.
Yeah, thank you. So thank you again. Have a great rest of your day.
You as well.